from Timcast.com. America shares strong alliance with North Korea, VP Harris says. White House plays damage control. The White House appears to have removed Harris's mention of North Korea in an official transcript. Harris mistakenly made the claim during her first trip to the demilitarized zone, separating North and South Korea this week. Let's play the video here for you guys.
So the United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. And it is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
Strong and enduring.
Somebody go, what?
Now, and here's why this is important, right? I mentioned we brushed on this, but I got to bring it up because the deeper issue here is I've often ragged on Joe Biden for saying Libya when he meant Syria. And the danger of misspeaking is to public capacity.
Yeah.
There are people around the world who just heard this, and I wonder what impact that will have on a lot of things. Because think about it this way. What if Kamala Harris actually were to come out and say, we are proud to say that we have a strong alliance with North Korea. And she meant it. Like Kim Jong-un comes here and he's like, I want to do a deal and open up trade and work with you guys. Let me know what to do. And it was a tremendous historic moment. The problem is when she said this, everyone immediately went, she's saying the wrong word. She meant South Korea. And the scary thing is we cannot trust in what they're saying. I think it's going to have a major impact on economics, on war and conflict, peace treaties.
It could, except that she's the vice president. But what I see in this is if CNN would have been covered this same instance and it were Donald Trump or even Mike Pence, they wouldn't have used the word mistakenly.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what hits me. And I see this, it's really bad in local media.
They would say he lied.
Yeah, they would say he lied.
Trump lies about an alliance with North Korea.
Or that he wants an alliance with North Korea and he's going to do it tomorrow. That's the difference I see here. At least they had the integrity to say, hey, she mistakenly said this, but hey, it's kind of funny. We should maybe ask her about it and clear it up, you know?
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I'm wondering if we have the, well, it was removed from the transcript. I thought that was actually really hilarious because what I saw was like a strike through. Like them just being like, whoopsie, we didn't mean to say that. Think about this, what this would mean though, if Kamala Harris is going to meet with someone in private and she says something like this. And then are they supposed to assume that when she says a word, she's wrong?
Well, they do it with Joe Biden all the time.
This is the thing though. How old is Kamala Harris? She's in her 40s or what, 50s? She's in her 50s, right?
Yeah, early 50s, I believe. Yeah.
Early 50s. And she is also sundowning?
Yeah,
she's having the same cognitive decline?
Well, why is she wearing sunglasses?
Is it something they're
too?
eating? Like, what if, I would feel really bad about this. Like, what if Biden actually was really sharp, but Putin was putting poison slowly in their food?
Polonium.
And so, like,
we're
sitting here laughing at them and mocking them, and they're really just slowly being wasted away by, like, someone say polonium or something?
Yeah.
She's 57.
Check the piping in the White
she's
House.
late 50s.
Yeah, she's 57.
Okay,
Really?
so
58 October 20th.
There you go. She's getting old.
So I don't know if impeaching or 25th Amendmenting Joe Biden's going to save us, guys.
But I also think, she wasn't that bright to begin with.
Yeah.
So the effects are evident earlier in life if you weren't that bright to begin with.
She's not known for,
Yeah.
She's not a good public speaker.
Is
she
using
like
her
is
brains.
she smart?
Yeah.
Like, does she have like a high IQ? But
I
she's
can
a
make
bad
puns
speaker?
there, but I'm not.
Because she's worked her way
I'm a
up.
mature adult.
Yes.
I won't say.
She's worked her way up.
That's one way to say it. Yes.
I don't know.
She has worked her
Ask
way.
Montel Williams,
One hand at a time.
Mayor Willie
Clawed her
Brown.
way.
Working.
She did.
I think that
she did.
brilliance
There's
is
a reference.
She did a lot of work.
It's work.
Brilliance is communicative, and so is stupidity. And having a president that's, if you act like that's normal, what Joe Biden's acting like, then people are going to start acting like that because they think it's normal.
Remember,
and kids will be like, oh, that's how I'm supposed to be.
Remember freedom?
Oh,
Goodness.
another complete fabrication.
I know.
Another complete fabrication.
But people believe it. People believe it.
Yeah.
This is what politicians do. Lie. Some of them are not good liars. She is not a good liar. She's not witty. She's not fast with it. She can't play with it. But if Joe Biden's taking a nap and we're being bombed, she's going to go in the war room, North Korea. That's the type of people in charge right now. No, it's theater.
If I was ever in politics, I would either be brutally honest or just absurdly deceptive to the point where it's obvious. So it's just like lie in the most outrageous ways, just so you can be like, politicians lie, right?
Yes.
That's probably one way to do it, because if you go out and try to be honest, they'll accuse you of lying.
Yep.
You'll say something like, look, we've got a huge problem right now with this pipeline. What they're doing is this, that, or otherwise. They're going to be like, you're full of it, you're lying. I'd just be like, aliens. Oh yeah, a UFO was right overhead. We all saw it, and they'd be like, "Whoa." They're admitting it now. This is the
Blow up their brain.
No, but this is the crazy thing, right? If you say something outrageous, people go, "They admitted it."
Yeah.
But if you say something seemingly normal, they're like, "Nah, you got to be lying." I expect an outrageous story explaining what's really going on.
What is it? What is it that is breaking our brains to that end? You know what I mean?
Our brains?
Well, not our brains, but collective. The world, especially the United States. It seems that what you're describing there is so endemic in our society that we can't believe a blatant truth.
We poisoned
can't
people
believe
with high fructose in '92. We started poisoning, and then those people had kids. So it's like the second generation of poisoned minds.
Idiocracy.
This year is
basically we're looking at something like that. It's terrifying. Phthalates and it's plastics. It's high fructose. It's probably radiation.
Vegetable seed oils.
This is a glass bottle right here. We do have plastic water bottles here, but I get a lot of glass bottles, and then we also have refillable glass bottles too, because we have purified well water with added minerals. Yeah, I think it's the plastics, man.
Computer monitors, all that
PCBs,
radiation, staring at a monitor,
Or even just the Adderall and all the stuff
and
you're
the
giving kids. as you
pharmaceutical
go-
company,
Right.
The companies there's 5 insurance agencies running the global medical industry right now.
What PCBs? Polychloride biphenyls? Is that what it stands for?
Yeah, I know it's biphenol.
I think the couple generations of that in our bloodstreams is screwing with our brains.
Yeah, it's the generational effect. So like the
Right.
parents are all messed up from it and the obesity, but then they have kids who immediately start using it when they're little. And
Well,
now
before
we're
that, it was
seeing-
lead, and it was lead. I
Yeah.
mean,
There's always
depending on the
something.
That
generation.
lowered IQs
Yeah,
severely.
it did lower IQ.
fluoride.
Yeah.
I mean, it's time to go live in the woods and just live off of purified, get your own charcoal
Cut
filter. and
carbs
sand.
out of your diet for 10 days. I mean, you'll feel like you're burning inside for about on day 5 on, but after day 10, it's out of you. And you are like clear. And then if you start eating bread again, it's so easy to kick it once you've done it once.
That didn't happen to me when I cut the carbs out.
Really?
I didn't notice anything.
Man,
at
I
all.
had a horrible
Yeah.
pain.
You lost weight.
Throbbing.
I mean, I lost a lot of weight really fast,
Yeah.
but I
went
didn't get
cold
keto
turkey.
flu. I wasn't no headaches. It's just normal. In fact, within a few days, I just instantly felt better.
I also cut the sugar out. I did it in a 10-day period because I was preparing for an ayahuasca fast, and they have a specific diet. So like low salt, no sugar, no carb, and I was like day 5, my body was on fire, but I just toughed through it. And by day 10, I felt phenomenal.
I think Kamala and Joe need to go on like an ayahuasca guided trip.
Just head out to Delaware, and just
like-
do a little
Mega dose of mushrooms.
With Putin.
What am I doing? I'm the devil.
They can
Yes.
see North Korea from here.
Or if they want to fight a war, bring them on a retreat, right? Be like, hey, you're going to do high doses of mushrooms, acid, LSD, DMT, whatever. You have to do one of those. Afterwards, if you still want to fight each other and you want a war, you guys got to fight it yourselves. Sorry. Duel it out. Figure it out yourselves. Man on man, woman on woman. Doesn't matter.
Why don't
do it?
Why don't we do that? What movie was it? Was it Troy? Where it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
instead of going to war, that's your best fighters will
Yeah.
fight, and then if
Why
whoever
not?
wins,
Absolutely.
wins.
And that future can happen if we didn't put all of our faith in government.
But nobody
it
makes
can happen.
money.
I like you nominate a champion, and then it's like, I hope you win because I don't want to live by their rules. Like, oh, we lost, but oh well, no fighting.
I like that you're encouraging me not to put my faith in government because I think directly appealing to the Russian people is the way to go. You're listening right now, and I hear you, and I'm with you. People, you're in Russia. You citizens are listening right now. I know it, and we got your back, man. None of us want this war.
There's a Russian guy, and he's like, they're talking about me.
I am talking about you. I'm here with you. We're on Earth together right now in this moment. You're listening.
Yeah.
Yes, Vlad. You don't have to
Vlad.
comply, Vlad. It's okay.
Is that like the most common name in Russia or something?
Pretty much,
Vlad?
yeah. Vlad.
I can also be like this, Muhammad. Thanks
Yuri?
for watching the show.
But I'm done appealing to the politicians for this solution. It's the people. It's bottom up, man. We got to work together.
I got it. Dave, you forgot to take the garbage out.
Dave, probably Dave,
Dave
Smith,
is very
honestly.
happy that you mentioned that right now. His wife will also be very happy.
Yeah.
Don't forget your anniversary, Eric.
Snap. Oh,
You're
man.
pleasing a lot of people tonight.
We're going to get super chats, and people are going to be like, whoa.
And your views just skyrocket.
All the Erics and
Yeah.
all the Daves, all the Mohammeds and Vlads come together and
Yuris.
end World War.
And Kamala's.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. It feels like the issue, I think, with this war stuff, someone super chatted something like this, that the liberal international economy needs to be stopped, and that's what Russia is doing. But I think that's just propaganda still. I don't think Vladimir Putin is some noble guy who's like,
No.
the new world order is bad and must be stopped. Yeah, right. He's got his own interests. He's got his own agenda. He's got his own ideology. You've got competing ideologies. I'll tell you this, though. I don't like the World Economic Forum people and Davos group. They're crackpots and they're psychotic. So I don't want to root for anybody other than, hey, we shouldn't go to war. We should kind
Yeah.
of mind our own business.
And we really should not go to war, because we could find ourselves in a Goblin King state where people are vying for power and just killing each other, trying to take the throne over and over and over and over. And you do not want to live in that realm.
Everyone always says, what would happen if there was no government? People say warlords would take over. What are we living through right now? Warlords have taken over. They're taking over and they're pushing for war.
But most of the earth is not in conflict right now. We're sitting right here having a conversation. So, there's at least some structure that gives us, now, where are we heading that direction? It seems that way. It sure does seem that way.
But the possibilities of calamity and the destruction of the entire world is there because of the technological advancements, because of the military hardware that is out there that could literally wipe this entire planet out of the universe. So
But we've been living with that since 1944.
Yeah, I don't think less government would be better. It would be chaotic. Right now, there's
the technological advancements in nuclear weapons.
Well, I know it's gotten. I know, but I'm just saying they've been pushing it right along. But we've been living with that, and better angels have prevailed up to this point. But it seems like we have all of these forces just pushing us more and more at multiple different levels into more and more conflict. Because you were talking about if we had a World War III. I'm really concerned, like you were saying, that America wouldn't be unified like they were at 9/11, or we were in 1945, or at the beginning of the Vietnam War. Even we would have our own sub civil wars while this other war was going on.
Someone in the comment section told me to go to Mogadishu. I did. I went to Mogadishu, Somalia, just to talk about this very specific issue, because everyone says, you don't like government? Go to Somalia. I did. I found nothing but governments everywhere. There's like four governments literally just sending weapons and arms everywhere.
But isn't that human nature?
The Middle Eastern government, the Turkey, the United States.
This is a bit we got to do for Cast Castle, where it's like Luke's nightmare is he turns the corner and there's like people from the government and he turns around, there's a different government.
Government inspectors, licensing.
That would be really funny.
But we are chained Somalia. You could see my adventures in Mogadishu, and you could see all the government that's there.
I can solve all of the political violence in this country. Simmer everything down. It really is easy. Government mandated chicken ownership.
Amen.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to take care of chickens.
Let's do it.
And you eat the eggs. No more buying farm eggs. Sorry, farm businesses. All your egg businesses are gone, because we're going to have our own chickens. And what we're going to learn from this is peace.
Yeah,
That's right.
No. If we really had a caring and considerate government during these very difficult times, during these very hard financial times, they would be trying to incentivize personal responsibility. They would try to say, hey, maybe you should get a chicken. Maybe you should try to learn how to grow your own food. Maybe you should try to have some kind of livestock so you could actually not be dependent on anyone, because we're not going to be there for you when we screw you over.
And look at the etymology.
That's it, real quick. But I just want to point out, you're right on that one. Being personally, the point I'm really trying to make is owning chickens. What I really mean to say is be responsible for the food you eat. Source as much of your own life as you can. But I just want to add, there is nothing more heartwarming than walking up to the coop and watching all of the chickens waddle over to you because they know you got food, and it's hilarious.
It is.
They're like goofy looking little things with their mouths hanging open like morons.
But we have active attacks on people who try to teach individual responsibility.
Yeah.
Just look at Jordan Peterson. I think y'all were talking about this a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's like they attack him for no other reason than he's just trying to help people be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And that's what teachers in schools used to teach kids how to be self-sufficient. Here's a really interesting story. I think I found a kindergartner test from like 1983, and in order to be, first of all, you were almost 7 years old to go into kindergarten back then, and when one of the line items on the test was you have to be able to walk 6 blocks away from your home, go into the store, buy something, and bring the money back with correct change to your parents.
Great.
That was something that you had to be able to do to go into school. Now they want you, at 3 years old. And this is what I keep telling people at home in Oklahoma, because, we're all gun owners and I believe in Second Amendment, but the government is after your kids, and they don't need your guns if they have your children.
Yeah, your
and
children
they don't
will come
need your
and-
guns.
Yeah, if you look at what's happening in our society, the people who are being attacked the most are the people who have the most freedom. Who has
Yes.
the most freedom? Farmers, people who are
Yes.
personally responsible for themselves, people who are living in the middle of nowhere and don't need anyone or anything. They are the number one targets, the number one attack of our current establishment, and I think that's being done for a reason.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.